All right, good old long division. That's what this is essentially. So um, let's just do it. So the first one is very not algebra-ish. It's just good old math that you did a long time ago. But you guys have been so leaning on calculators, this might be absolutely strange to you. But this is what they did in elementary school way back before calculators. How many times does 3 go into 1? It doesn't. How many times does it go into 14? 4 times. So 4 times 3 is 12. And then we subtract. 14 minus 12 is 2. Now we bring this down. Those of you who had elementary teachers that kind of forced this old school on you, this is going to be a lot easier for you because you're just going to remember how to do it. Now, how many times does 3 go into 23 evenly? 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Always subtract. 23 minus 21 is 2. Now what we're going to do is take this, if you remember, this is called our remainder. And so back in the day, they used to go R2. I don't know if you remember that, which is fine, but algebra wants you to go 47, and then you take your remainder and you put it over whatever you're dividing by, and that's called fractional form, and that's what Algebra 2 wants from you guys. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to actually get into the algebra part. So this is my 3. This is what I'm dividing by. So I'm going to put that on the outside, make a big old thing like this, and all of this goes underneath. X squared minus x minus 3. And very similar to this, we think, okay, how many times does 3 go into 1? It doesn't. How many times does 3 go into 14? So, but on this case, all you do is look at the first part of your binomial here and the first part here, and this is what drives the machine. You don't think about anything else. What times this gives me this? And the answer would be x. But then, here's the difference. Remember we put a 4 up here, and 4 times 3 gave us 12, and we subtracted? Same thing, but now this, I like to tell my students to put parentheses around this, because we're going to go x times this, x times this. So x times this is x squared, x times this is x. But then we have to remember to subtract all of it. Really, I want to emphasize the use of parentheses on this step, and also put parentheses around this divisor. So x squared minus x squared is 0. Those should always cancel. Be careful, negative x minus x is negative 2x. And then I got to bring this negative 3 down and do it all over again. What times this number gives me this number? What times this gives me this? Negative 2. But I got to take that negative 2, distribute it to this, distribute it to this. So I get negative 2x minus 2. Insert parentheses, don't forget that, and then subtract, don't forget that. So what's negative 2x squared? What's negative 2x minus a negative? Well, that's like plus, so these would cancel. But what's negative 3 plus 2? See, this can get a little bit wonky if you don't keep track of your negatives. So this is negative 3 plus 2, which is negative 1. This is my remainder. But what do? Well, I put it in what I call fractional form. So you take whatever it is. I encourage my students to always go like this, even though it's a negative. Then you put the negative 1 all over whatever you're dividing by, x plus 1. So that would be your answer. This is called long division. You can see why. All right. This is what I'm dividing by, so that's going to go on the outside. Hopefully you can pick up on the pattern here. Put all of this stuff right in here. And start with the first item, and the first item, remember what I said, put parentheses around it right away. But start here. What times this gives me this? That would be x squared. Now we distribute, so we get x cubed minus 2x squared. What do we do with this? Put parentheses around it and subtract it. So what's x cubed minus x cubed? Gone. What's negative 5x squared plus 2x squared? That'd be negative 3x squared. This is where I bring down my next item. See, if I only have two things here, I only need two things here. That's why I'm not going to bring this down yet. So then plus 4x. Now we do it again. Look at the first two things. What times this gives me this? Be minus 3x. This times this gives me that, and I want that. Negative 3x times negative 2 is plus 6x. Don't add these. You're going to want to. You got to get in the habit of putting parentheses around this line and subtracting it. What's negative 3x squared plus 3x squared? Gone. What's 4x minus 6x? Negative 2x. Now we bring down our last item. What times x gives us negative 2x? That'd be minus 2. So this times this is negative 2x. This times this is plus 4. Don't forget to subtract it by inserting parentheses. Negative 2x plus 2x, gone. Negative 2 minus 4, negative 6. This is my remainder. So I put a plus, put the remainder in the top, put whatever I'm dividing by in the bottom. And that's called fractional form, okay? All right, now this one looks harder. And there is a weird thing that pops up. This is what I call a red flag special, which means caution, caution, caution if you go to the beach. And what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you in a minute. Well, I'll show you now. There's nothing t squared. You see how it goes to the fourth, cubed, and then right to the first? You have to insert the 0t squared. You have to, or else it won't work. So that's just a red flagger. So this is what I'm going to put on the outside. It's a lot of stuff. And then I got to put all this on the inside. And if you don't put this 0t squared there, it just won't work. So you got to be on the lookout for that. So everything's got to be in descending order here. But as big as it looks, it's not that bad. What times this gives you this? Well, that'd be 2t squared. But you got to multiply everything by that. So this times this gives me this. 2t squared minus times minus t is negative 2t cubed. This times this is negative 6t squared. Now if I subtract all of it like I'm supposed to, something unique happens. This minus itself, gone. Negative 2t cubed plus 2t cubed gives me 0. So those cancel. See, that's unique. But then I get 0t squared plus 6t squared is going to give me 6t squared. Now, notice I got 1, 2, 3 things out here. That means that when I bring stuff down, I need to have 3 things here. So I have to bring both of these things down. It's kind of unique. So this problem has a lot of unique stuff going on. And then there we go. Now we just start again. What times this gives me this? Well, that would be just a 3. So this times this gives me 6t squared. This times this gives me negative 3t. This times this gives me negative 9. Now notice all these things match, which means if I subtract it, all I'm going to get is 0 remainder, which means this is my answer. Last one. So now that we've kind of learned the red flag special, we kind of got to be on the hunt for that. Notice this goes 4 then to 2. So we have to insert 0x cubed. So I'm going to take that, put that on the outside. Don't forget to insert the 0x cubed, so 2x to the fourth plus 0x cubed minus 3x squared plus 7x minus 8. So I'm going to put parentheses around that, just get in the habit of doing that. What times this is this? 2x squared. This times this is that thing, so 2x to the fourth. This times this is 2x cubed. This times this is negative 6x squared. Put parentheses around that and subtract. 2x to the fourth minus 2x to the fourth, gone. 0x cubed minus 2x cubed is negative 2x cubed. Negative 3x squared plus, those are the ones that catch you, 6x squared is a positive 3x squared. Remember what I said on the previous problem? We got three things, so we need three things, which means I already have two. In this case, I'm just going to bring one thing down. The number of things here needs to match the number of things here before I start thinking about what to put up here. What times this gives me this? Negative 2x. So this times this gives me negative 2x cubed. We have a match, which is good. This times this is negative 2x squared. This times this is 6x. Do not forget to subtract. This minus itself, gone. 3x squared minus a negative 2x squared is actually 5x squared. 7x minus 6x is just 1x. Now I bring this down, negative 8. Start it up again. What times this is this? 5. So 5 times this is 5x squared. Boom, boom, plus 5x. Boom, boom, minus 15. So now we're going to subtract. This minus itself, gone. X minus 5x, negative 4x. Negative 8 plus 15 is actually plus 7. There's my remainder. So I'm going to go plus negative 4x plus 7 all over this craziness. X squared plus x minus 3. That is a wild looking answer, but that's your answer. All right.